I'm Bailey Bates. Here are your headlines from Central Texas. Police identified the body found inside of a car that was pulled from the Brazos River. Around 10 a.m. Monday morning, police were called to North University Parks Drive and Jefferson Avenue in downtown Waco. After the car was pulled from the river, that is when they found 39-year-old Consuelo Burnaby. She was dead inside. Police say they have labeled this as a questionable death investigation. The Trump administration's Big Beautiful Bill, aimed at providing tax cuts, will also cut millions from SNAP and shift its costs to states. Millions of Texans benefit from SNAP programs, and many families rely heavily on free school breakfasts and lunches for their students. 6 News reporter Sydney Walker spoke with the state's largest anti-hunger organization and has a breakdown on the changes in store for the program.
Hunger doesn't go away just because you take away a benefit.
Celia Cole is the CEO of Feeding Texas, the largest anti-hunger organization in the state.
We have one of the highest rates of food insecurity in the nation, with 1 in 6 Texas households struggling with food insecurity, and that rate is even higher for households with children.
Many of the 3.4 million Texans who benefit from SNAP have kids heading back to school.
Obviously, the best way to get people, access to nutritious food on a regular basis is to make them eligible for SNAP.
But with the Trump administration's new tax cut bill, things are changing for SNAP families. School lunches are not targeted, but there is still concern.
There is a connection between SNAP and school lunches, so anytime you see a decrease in SNAP participation, it also affects school lunch participation.
Waco ISD currently qualifies for funding that allows all students to get free meals. About 88% of their students identify as economically disadvantaged.
You're going to see more low-income children facing hunger as a result of these cuts, and more low-income families struggling to put food on the table and pay for everything else they need to pay for.
The upcoming cuts include a change in work requirements for benefits and reductions for refugees and asylum seekers.
Taxpayers shouldn't have to subsidize people who can work and who should work, but who don't work.
But by 2027, the program will fall into the hands of state leaders, with Texas on the hook for as much as 15% of the benefits.
If a change were to take effect tomorrow, Texas could be on the hook for over $700 million a year that they'd have to put up in state dollars to keep the program whole.
Cole is concerned Texas may walk away from SNAP altogether.
It will not be a cut that we can make up for, and I think that's just important for everyone to understand.
And that was Sydney Walker reporting. Cole said that for every meal food banks put on the table, SNAP program puts 9. Texas is full of famous places and iconic cities, but there may be a few most people aren't familiar with, and that includes Andice. Jacob Pauline takes us to a small town made famous by a popular legend.
Out in Williamson County sits a small town with a pretty cool name, Andice. Andice is a town located a few minutes northwest of Georgetown near Florence. According to the Williamson County Historical Commission, Andice has had a few names over the years. Stapp, named after the man who first built a church and school in the area, and Berries Creek, which was the name of an actual creek nearby, before settling on Andice in the 1890s. So, how did Andice get its name? Well, it depends on who you ask.
There are 2 stories. The true story is it's named after the postmaster's son. His name was Audice, A-U-D-I-C-E. But when they said in the paperwork, they misspelled his name and they put an N instead of a U. So it should have been Audice.
The second and more popular story begins here at the Andice General Store.
The story that we all like is there was a sign on the front of the store that said Beer Andice. And this great big storm flew in, tornado force winds, blew off the part that said beer and left Andice. Left Andice. And so, there you go.
The story may be just a local legend, but it has taken on a life of its own. Though the town may be small, the Andice General Store has become a famous stop, with people traveling in from across the state and beyond, either for the name or for the famous food.
So we're a small town. Last census was only about 25 people. So there's not much going on here. We have the Catholic Church, the Baptist Church, and us. So there's really not too much to do but hang out with us.
Whichever story you choose to believe, the Andice General Store has become a popular spot both locally and statewide to grab a burger. And yes, they even sell beer. In Andice, I'm Jacob Pauline.
The general store said they have visitors come in from all across Texas to visit the restaurant, and even some from other states like Colorado. Andice has even been featured on the travel show The Day Tripper, who credit it as one of the best spots in Texas to get a burger. Those are your headlines from Central Texas.